Every week, we try to do something different, but stay online with our mission statement and our goals for this program, which is to educate through empowerment, or as you may say, empowerment through education. How important education is, but you must be educated in a certain way, in life ways, not necessarily with what you taught in school, but life's lessons. And every week I try to write and research things that's along those lines, but as of late I was knocked off my feet several times over the past week when people are taken back by a previous show that was done here, and with those comments that they made to me, I feel I'm forced to do a part 2. So here we go. The Rhythm of Us, part 2. Rhythm. Does anybody really understand it? Most of us really neglect it with music. But I come to tell you today that there's a rhythm of life. Especially, I must say that again, especially if you a black person living in America. You have a rhythm. There's a rhythm to everything you do. There should be a rhythm to everything you say. There's a rhythm to your spirit. There's a rhythm to your awareness. There's a rhythm to the way you talk and communicate. There's a rhythm the way you speak. We as black people need to understand the rhythm is what makes us up. The rhythm is what makes us different. The rhythm is what sets us apart. To you young black men out there killing each other over land turf, over drugs, over young girls, you're not in rhythm. When you become to the face of the rhythm of the reason that you are on this earth, then you begin to value life, starting first with your own. Valuing life is a rhythm within itself, because once you realize how valuable life is, then you begin to respect it, not only in yourself, but everywhere you see it. You begin to look at flowers as a living thing. You begin to look at fish as a living thing. You begin to look at anything that has breath as a living thing. Anything that God created is living and deserve life. Now, the rhythm of our life is another aspect, but along the same lines. We as black people need to get into our rhythm. At one time, every black person in this country was in rhythm because we had families, we had community, we had churches, and all of those three entities worked together as opposed to the way they are now, which is working separately. Our rhythm is so important. It's more than just a dance. It's more than just a beat. It's more than just a sound. It is a way of life that we are meant to follow. We are meant to follow that by the Creator. Everybody on the planet needs to be in rhythm, but black people are the originators of rhythm. Rhythm was put in us before it was put in anybody else. And we have the rhythm. We are the pepper of life. With that rhythm, with that pepper, there's power in everything you do, in everything you say. And someone is going to always be interested in listening to you, and it will influence people. This is what we've seemed to have lost in recent years, how our influences of each other have dwindled down, which to the maze, it helps out the people who choose to bring black people down, the Caucasian people, the government, anybody that doesn't want to see a black family stay together, doesn't want to see a black couple stay together, doesn't want to see a black system work, a black business get off the ground, because they know the power created by us coming together is all about rhythm. Once we get involved, get close to, get connected with that rhythm, then you will automatically have a closer walk with the Creator. And having a closer walk with the Creator gives you power. I'll say that again. Gives you power. And power, it's where it's at. Knowledge of power is where it's at. Everything in this life, everything in your life as a black person is tied into connected to, and made up of some sort of rhythm. Everything that has ever happened to you, everything that you've ever wanted, everything that you've ever dreamed has a rhythm. It is connected. The rhythm of everything that is successful revolves around your thoughts about rhythm, revolves around your thoughts about yourself and other people. The rhythm of black people can and is so strong. It is the reason why the Caucasian people do not want black people to come together. It is the main reason, because they realize something that most of us don't. If we are to come together, a force is automatically created. Within that force, there's a rhythm. Within that rhythm, there's the power of the Creator. Within that power, it gives us the ability to do, go, and be whatever it is we choose to be. Now, understanding rhythm is one thing. Applying it is another thing. We need to understand that in applying our rhythm, we're not easily persuaded in things that will otherwise get us in trouble or put our backs up against the wall. To all of you young black males and females, my brothers and sisters, don't ever think in any situation that you have no choice. You will always have a choice. That choice gets further and further away from you the more and more you don't understand that you have to be in rhythm. You have to be in rhythm in this life. This life has a rhythm of its own. You have a rhythm of your own. Black people are the rhythm of the planet. It was given to us by the Creator. We love the fact that we can come together. So let us begin to come together. Let us teach your children to ask questions. You ask questions. Learn from every experience that you go through. There is nothing that God don't bring you to that He can't bring you through. And in knowing that, in living that, in embodying that concept, you're in rhythm. When you're in rhythm, there is nothing can harm you. When you're in rhythm, very, very few things upset you. You learn how to be disagreeable without being violently disagreeable. You don't need to use profanity. You don't need to raise your voice. And you'll always have a smile on your face when the rest of the world is just turning and going their own separate ways and not knowing which way to go. Rhythm does this for you. Get into the rhythm of life. Knowing that you are part of the rhythm means that you must do certain things every day to strengthen your rhythm. One of the things that you really should do, sit in silence for about 5 minutes each day, just in meditation. Empty your mind out so you can strengthen your mind to go back to your life. Today, I'm going to leave you with something. I'm wearing a shirt and I want everyone to understand it. It says on the front, why worship? Why worship? Now, in the worship aspect, this question is asked so many times in our community. People don't believe there is a God. People don't believe God does anything for them. You wake up every morning, you eat every day, God has touched you. Be thankful. Now, the answer to that is on the back of this shirt. And we must remember this, because His blood was not cheap. It never was, it isn't today, and it never will be. His blood is the reason for the rhythm. This is the rhythm part 2. Come together in rhythm, black people. Come together in understanding, which creates the rhythm. Know that we are the first man on the planet. Know that rhythm is within us. We create it, we're the cause of it, and if we want to be successful, we have to connect to it. It's already in us. Let's be positive. We thank you this week for listening to us. We'll be back next week. Stay in rhythm, stay in prayer. Let the prayer be your rhythm. Peace.